Okay, yet another IJDM episode. This will be a quick take. And I think I did a video on the Satellite Pro 400 CDT. It's obviously, if you see there's a piece missing here, I actually have it right here. And the reason is because every time I've taken this out, one of these little plastic pieces tends to break off. And I try to reglue them, and I think I'm getting ready to lose maybe one of these. And I'm not going to take a chance anymore because I really don't want to order another one of these. I really want to just get this laptop working. And this one has been a total, I'm going to say the word, it's been just awful. And I am just, at this point, fed up with it. Because I had the 435 CD S, not the T. The S, which had the cruddier screen, which was the dual scan, which leads to the ghosting, but this has the good screen. And the reason why I wanted this particular model is because it has the 640 by 480 screen, which is absolutely amazing. I gotta say, this screen, but why is there not a brightness adjustment? I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe if I hit, like, I see up and down arrows, I don't know what they do. It's like, I don't know if did it adjust something? I don't even see it. But it did fire up. I've had issues with it firing up, and I guess it's related to some type of thing with the BIOS battery and the keyboard and this and that and whatever. And what were you thinking, Toshiba? I mean, I've never had that issue with these other laptops. They usually just fire up, and replacing a hard drive or pulling out the battery or switching off the screen function to go back to the laptop. If it's stuck or whatever, it usually corrects the issue. So this has become one of my projects that I just got to see if I can get this thing, and I've done some obvious sanding on the lid and done a few things here and there, and I'm still working on it to make it a little bit better than what I did on the Restore, which was cut short. I've had some issues since I've updated my camera. It's the new firmware just kind of goes wonky sometimes, and I lose pieces of video, or sometimes the battery just goes dead. But I mean, this computer is absolutely working, and I'm trying not to show too much of whatever was on this or whoever had this. I'm always scared with these old laptops because you don't know if they were stolen and then they were stored somewhere and then they were resold later and somebody just sitting on them in a warehouse. But I mean, this is mine now. So I'm going to delete all this stuff. I'm going to clear this hard drive. If I resell the hard drive, I do intend on doing the actual card thing that I've done in other laptops, and I'll try to cover that in a video because it's actually very easy to do. This is probably the easiest one to do because you just simply need to go into the battery compartment, which is located under this section on the bottom side. I'm not going to flip it over right now because it's on, but it's like just simply replacing that. And the hard drive is just absolute garbage. I mean, I can just do this quick little thing here where I'm going to hit restart computer, and hopefully this thing restarts because it is very temperamental right now. And by tomorrow I should have the BIOS battery. I don't know when I'm going to get to that video where I'm going to show how I replace the BIOS battery and what's underneath the keyboard and what's going on, but I'm hoping that corrects the issue, and I'll get the CF card adapter and the CF card in there and get it to where it needs to be. It will be running mostly as a DOS computer because I believe that's what these things really are, where they shine the best on, is not having a big, huge honking unit in your house. And if you want a bigger screen, you hook them up to a monitor. It's that easy. It's just, you don't have to have the big computer. I mean, I do have an Amiga, and you can check my other videos, that 4000 that I'm working on, but it requires all kinds of, whoa, listen to that hard drive. It is just like, oh man, it's not as loud as some of them, but I mean, that thing is just spinning. And I don't know if I think this is a Windows update, so I'd probably install the base Windows 95 because I only use it for file transfer. It's mainly going to be, like I said, a DOS computer. So we'll see what's going to happen with this. And okay, yes, I do have a ThinkPad here, and that's because, and I'm going to straight up say it, the one that came with it was just gooey. I mean, I touch it and I have to clean my hands after with alcohol to get the stickiness off. And even these touch pads on the bottom were just like they're still like sticky, and I'm working on that too. And I don't know if there's replacements or what to clean them with. I hate to use alcohol. Usually breaks stuff down, so I'm afraid to use too much more alcohol. Somebody said use talcum powder or do something and coat them with that. I mean, we'll see. But as of right now, as the way this stands, and it's obviously not as much a quick take as I expected, but the main thing is this thing is functioning. It's just, it's so temperamental. Like sometimes it just will not fire up, and sometimes it does. But I've had better luck the longer I've let it sit plugged in, which makes me think it is something to do with the BIOS battery. That the screen is totally fine. I mean, I don't see any flickering when I adjust the screen, and there is a small crack on the back hinge here, which I'm not going to bother with because it doesn't look like it's anything structural that's going to matter at this point. But this is a nice laptop and very reminiscent, very like, this is like really the first laptop I ever had was a 435 CDS. And like to have this and sitting in front of me, it's like, it's just so much nostalgia, and it just makes it amazing to see this thing and actually see one running and such great, I mean, well, it wasn't in great condition, but I've actually got it to the point where I'm like, hey, I'm happy with it, because hell, mine was, I used the heck out of mine back in the 90s, and it was pretty beat up. It was probably beat up more than this one. I mean, I didn't put stickers on it and scrape it off with a metal blade, but I mean, to see this working is definitely an amazing thing. So that's it for now. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out the other videos. And be sure to catch all the hints on the channel name, because it is there. And there's plenty of hints that have been dropped over the past few months. And I make sure of giving you the clues and whatever. But if you want to win that nice floppy disk coaster set, and that's kind of more of a joke, you don't really have to take it, but I just like to see somebody guess the channel name and figure that out. That's it for now, and have a good night.